don't even know what album I would consider better than his. I think he may have album of the year. He may just have it
by far, and specifically even moreover, yeah, because he has the music he makes is music of value. Like you can listen to this a million times, and every time you're like, you know, you blow my mind. Like he's just rapping. So many times now, people not really putting anything into their music; they're just making music that sounds good. But the ability to both make music that sounds good and at the same time really talk about something, that music will stand the test of time. We'll look back on a lot of projects that came out this year and be like, okay, it was good, but I also don't care. Yeah, at least I do.
I feel you. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 129 of the Splashcast, the ATL Edition. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood, and our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. What's good, people?
We are your HBCU homeboys. Let's get into it, man. Let's start out with some positive news. We talk about those guys right there. You know, when it comes to the ATL Edition, we talk about the Braves, the Falcons, and then the Hawks, affectionately known as the oldest, middle, and youngest child. You should know who's who by now. So we're going to start out with the oldest child, the most consistent, the one that tries hard. Sometimes it gets over the mountain top, sometimes it doesn't. The Braves are in the news in the offseason. A lot of moves, but before we get to the moves, we're going to get with Ronald Acuna. Ronald Acuna was, as expected, named National League MVP. And as you can see, these stats going up. Go ahead, Norwood. Turn up.
Oh, y'all know what time it was? Let me go up. There we go. Lights off. Rave party, y'all. We have the best player in baseball, Ronald Acuna. Congratulations on the MVP. We are raving. We are thrilled. And yeah, get him in. Hey, we told y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I told y'all. Me and Reggie, we started out the season. We picked who was going to be the MVP of the team. Me and Reggie had that conversation. I told him, Acuna's not going to be the MVP of the team. He is going to be the MVP of the National League. And thank you for making me look like I know what I'm talking about. Ronnie, you my boy.
Yeah, man. The Braves, Ronald Acuna had a historic season, as you can see for those that are watching on YouTube, man. At .416 on-base percentage, batted .337, 100, led the major leagues in RBIs, first in hits. I think he was top 5 in home runs. He was just playing out of his mind. Of course, he had the historic 40-70 club, 41 home runs, 5th in the league, 73 stolen bases, 1st in the league, 2nd in batting average. This was one of the greatest seasons of all time, Sade. Ronald Acuna. Congratulations, man.
He's put himself in it. He's created an elite category that he's only invited to, and he put the bar way up there. 40-70 is crazy. Good luck.
Yeah. And
a lot of y'all not even going to qualify to get close to that. I want to let y'all know that.
And for the folks that were saying, well, you know, they changed the rules with the strike zone, with the only can look over there twice, and if you try to pick off twice, you basically have a free stolen base. Look, that's not like that rule applied only to Acuna. That applied to everybody else in the major league. And Acuna by far at 70 was way ahead of everybody else. So Ronald Acuna, man, and the thing is, he's so young. He should definitely be able to take off a whole lot more, man. I expect more history. As long as he stays healthy, man, I expect history from this guy.
I am excited. We have him locked in for a while. And shout out to Alex Anthopoulos. You nailed it with this.
Yeah, I don't follow baseball, and I'll end it on this so we can move on to the rest of the team, who on any other team probably would be considered, if it wasn't for Acuna, 4 other Braves would be considered for National League MVP. That's how good this team was. Unfortunately, we ran into some trouble, but I didn't hear. Now, I may not have been plugged in at the time, but I didn't hear a lot of we have this kid down there in AAA, in AA, going crazy. He's batting 1,000. Like Austin Riley, you heard about Austin Riley just from single A to double A to triple A, all the way
You knew
up.
what it was.
Arnold Acuna just kind of burst onto the scene, and that might have been a testament to his talent. He didn't have to go down there. They was just like, oh, okay, well, no, you come on. You know, that might have been it. But
you was going to bury him in the G League like Jalen Johnson?
We'll get there, bro. He Jalen. But I will say, shout out to Ronald Acuna. Lord, I don't know how to turn this off. Shout out to Ronald Acuna, man.
I'll help y'all uncle, y'all.
Having one of the greatest seasons of all time, man. Also, the Braves got the Team Silver Slugger Award. The Team Silver Slugger, we had 3 Silver Sluggers: Ronald Acuna, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson, as well. And if I honestly believe Travis d'Arnaud might have been in there if he didn't get hurt. Remember, he missed like half the season. We had a lot of players. Our bats kind of went cold, but and Mike Harris is probably going to be on that list too. Sean Murphy as well. All of those other guys that didn't make it were hitting home runs, and this kid went into a slump. So shout out to the Braves, man. Shout out to the Braves for getting the Team Silver Slugger Award, man. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, this is the All-Star team we talked about. You're right. We fell short. But I'm for sure thrilled of the team that we have. Y'all put together a hell of a regular season, and I'm excited about running it back.
I am. I'm excited because, and we'll get to it here in a second. I'm gonna pull this up. Alex Anthopoulos seemed like a man that knew that this was the last year of giving some of these guys a chance. We built our team from the inside out, meaning that we got a lot of guys from the farm system: Mike Harris, Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies. We got a few. Vaughn Grissom, you can throw him in there now. Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman, like all of those guys were homegrown guys, and then we filled in the spaces with, you know, when Freddie left, Matt Olson, we got Travis d'Arnaud, and we got some, you know, Max Fried, homegrown guy, and they always were going to arbitration because we were trying to figure out what they were, a lot of these players, and it seems like Alex Anthopoulos just said, you know what? It's pretty much over with some of these guys. So there's a list of transactions that he went through. Starting off first with an interesting trade. So we traded and got Aaron Bummer from Chicago White Sox in exchange for Mike Soroka, Jared Schuster, and Nicky Lopez. And for this graphic right here, that's Mike Soroka, Nicky Lopez, Jared Schuster, and I think there was one more in there. Braden Shoemake right here. So that's got
the shortstop that we kind of traded away.
Yeah, we kind of just we traded for him, and he just kind of was there. He played all right when he got in the game.
Wasn't bad.
So we needed, and people were talking about this trade for Bummer, because I said, you know, this is kind of interesting. What are the Braves doing? It seems like they're clearing money, for one, and two, this guy had like a 6-7 record with like a 7 ERA, but he's a power pitcher, so he pitches like 100 miles an hour. I mean, not 100, 98, 97 miles an hour, I believe, is his peak.
And that's kind of what that's right in the mold of Spence.
Yeah. So I mean, and one thing that you do, everybody, what is sports? Copycat league, right? Every sport is a copycat sport. What did the Phillies do? They had 6 guys that just threw hard. They just threw 100 miles an hour, and they were able to like power their way to the World Series. And then, you know, they ended up playing, not World Series, I'm sorry, to the National League championship game, and they ended up playing the Arizona Diamondbacks and ended up losing. But so the Braves made that move. So, and then the Braves declined on a bunch of people: Michael Tonkin, Kobe Allard, Jonas Chirinos, Chadwick Trump, Lucas
reorganization,
trimming. I call this trimming the fat. Outside of Mike Tonkin, I didn't know who any of these other guys were.
Clear out. Hey, we clearing out. What Anthopoulos, what I like that he's gonna do is he's not going to, he don't spend a lot of time waffling. Hey, this is what we got. This is what I think is good. This is what I think is not good. What I don't think is good. Just, hey, you gotta go. And you may come back now. That's the one thing. You may come back. We're not against bringing people back.
No,
But
I
at
don't
this
think
very
none of these
moment,
dudes coming back. None of these dudes coming back.
I mean, I agree, but we mostly we're pretty responsible about the way that we handle people. And the majority of people don't mind coming back because you're playing on an all-star team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then I went here, so there's another move that we made. Not Aaron Nola, but we traded Kyle Wright to Kansas City for a pitcher, I believe. And then we also traded Newman. Is his name Newman? I don't have it up there. I should have it there.
The transaction report should be right there in the thing. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the moves that we're making right now. I like that they're ahead of this. They didn't waste any time. Season over. Okay, cool story. We trying to win again. They won this last one. Congratulations to the Rangers on yours. We're already ready. And I think that moving at that rate, it lets everybody know that we're serious about winning a championship. We didn't wait a second on no off season. Hey, nah, no breaks, no days off.
No days off at all, man. We weren't playing any games. So I do appreciate it. And then we were rumored to be in on Aaron Nola. So the thing about being in on Aaron Nola was, for all intents and purposes, I don't know that they had an ace. They had like two aces, right? They had like a 1-2 punch, and he was, or maybe one A and 1B, and he was one of that 1-2 punch, and he pretty much was a beast. And he was interested. The Braves made contact. They were going to try and sign Aaron Nola, but it turns out that he ended up signing with the Philadelphia Phillies on a 7-year contract, rumored to be $200 million plus.
No, okay, I saw 172, but it could be this is what you start at, this is what you can make type of thing. But yeah, he stayed at home. They say that he took, I guess, to a certain degree, a pay cut, which is good because I didn't think that we wanted to pay this much.
If it's 175 or 173, then yeah, because he was valued at 7 years, 200.
So I mean, some of that's probably continuity, comfortable where you are. But I mean, congratulations. We'll see you soon, my friend.
Yeah. So
very soon, very, very soon.
Yeah. So we missed out on him, but the Braves also are looking at now Sonny Gray, who's a 34-year-old pitcher from, I guess, Minnesota. A pretty good guy. Didn't really get a lot of run support in Minnesota, so his record isn't indicative of his talent. And the Braves are looking at him to add to the rotation because we basically kept Max Fried, Charlie Morton. That was it. We don't have anymore.
We're trying to win a chip. They're very serious about, it looks like, putting the players around this roster in order to win. And like I said, I want us to win one, but I think we need to win two. I mean,
you need to win two.
You got to do one at a time.
Two more.
One at a time.
Win two more.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we got to get back to the World Series first off.
And
they traded Kyle Wright for a pitcher from the Royals, right-handed pitcher Jackson Kowar. So, I think they're clearing cap space. Of course, they are obviously going after a power arm, a power pitcher of some sort. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see us make a move somewhere soon. I was looking at actually the third pitcher from the Phillies is supposed to command a lot of money as well. So I think the Phillies roster, the pitching staff may be rated because you only have so much money when you have 6 pitchers.
Spin it, riding around and getting it. Spend that money, Dad. Boy, yeah, spend that money. Come up off of it.
Yeah, man.
I want to see some other folks dig in their pockets, see what you can do then.
It's interesting to see what Alex Anthopoulos is willing to pay for a pitcher. Sonny Gray is kind of right up his alley for cost of a pitcher at 7. He's valued, I think, at 7 years, 192. I mean, 100. 7 years, about $92 million is what he's valued at. 7, you know.
Wait. How old is he?
I'm sorry, 5, maybe. He's 33. So 6 years. He wants like a 5-6 year contract. I could see them pay, especially at $10 million a year. I could see them paying that. I don't know if they'll give him 7. They may give him 5.
Alex, I'm gonna leave my faith in you. Work your magic. You've been too good for me to be in here Monday morning quarterbacking, armchair quarterbacking, whatever you want to call it. Nah, dog. My faith is in you. You have shown the ability to find talent. You've shown the ability to drum up talent when it's not really been readily available. You just be like, hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta go see a man about a dog. And then you just make it happen. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna put all of my faith in you until proven otherwise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the Brave segment of the ATL edition of episode 129 of the Splash Cast. We are now going to take a quick break. I got my little brew over here. Been a while since I had one of those.
I'm drinking water in preparation of Thanksgiving. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hydrate, because I'm going to tell you, it's going to be here soon and very soon. And at that point, I need to be able to, I was told to break my appetite. I know what comes with that.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Y'all stay tuned. We will be right back with our Falcons segment on episode 129 of the Splashcast, ATL Edition. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Falcons segment of episode 129 of the Splashcast, the ATL Edition. Got a few things we're going to talk about today, man. We had a bye week, so Norwood famously said that we could not lose because we are on a bye. And I said, what was my response, Norwood? My response was, yes, we can. We can definitely lose on the bye week with an injury, with some bad news, with some foolishness, something. So we got some news that tells me that Taylor Heineke is hurt for real. And
let's get to it. Let's get right to it, because I have a 100% different opinion.
And I think, well, yeah, let's get to it, and then we'll get into it. So it has been said that the Falcons have announced that Desmond Ridder will be named the starter, and he will start going forward for the rest of the season. So we play the Saints on Thanksgiving, correct?
Correct. Ooh, you're right. No, I don't think we play on Thanksgiving.
Because the Cowboys normally got that spot.
Yeah.
But anyway, we play the Saints on Thanksgiving weekend. And as a result, Desmond Ridder will start against the Saints. Denver.
I want to hear your opinion first before I get in here and just
go ahead. Do you think
on everything? Arthur Smith, you gonna get fired. I don't have no other way to put it. But you whole ass is gonna be fired. And I'm gonna tell you, if I'm Arthur Blank, I'm reaching out to Eric Bieniemy using my back channels. And I'm getting right to the point. Hey, would you be interested in taking over this job? Keep the defensive coordinator. I think Ryan Nielsen's knocking it out of the park. If he would like to stay, I would love to have him. We need somebody who can just coach the offense and drive the car. You don't need the car. The car is there. You don't need the gas. The gas is there. And I'm going to tell you, your quarterback will help you. We'll collaborate. You know, we got to say that. That's what we like to do in the workspace. We will collaborate and find the best option that you're interested in. I'm going to just say this because a placeholder, because it's a rumor. If you want to go with Kirk Cousins, we can make that happen. If you would like Justin Fields, I'm willing to use the resources that we have present to go get Justin Fields. If you feel comfortable drafting Michael Penix Jr. and you just want to start with a rookie quarterback, we're okay with that. Whatever it is, we want to help you do that. But the guy who we got, is doing stupid things like this. First of all, Reggie, like we started this out, this is the bye week. Why in the hell are you why are you today telling people, hey, this is our quarterback? No reason. At the worst, at least let them game plan for two quarterbacks, right? Like that's the most reasonable thing is we don't have to make a decision on quarterback yet. We have Taylor Heineke. His injury status is in question. We have Desmond, who's been a starter before. We will wait until closer to, game time to make that decision. So at least the team can't go out and go ahead and start game planning for who's going to start and who's not. And for you to say that he's going to be definitely the backup means that he's also available to play. So he really can't be. I would not assume for him to be that hurt. If he was that hurt, you should have came out and said, hey, he will not even be available for the Saints game.
I think he's hurt, and I think they're making Desmond Ridder the starter because we only carry two quarterbacks. So
no, we don't. Logan was out.
Oh, I mean, sure. Okay, so I think Heineke is going to be the backup. And Arthur Smith said one thing he said, and one thing that we cannot say is that he don't be lying. He said...
Yes, he do. He lied about Bijan. Just lied. Just caught you in a lie.
What'd he say?
He didn't tell nobody that Bijan was that Bijan was sick. He just got in trouble for that.
Oh, the flu. No. What I'm saying is he said Desmond Ridder is going to come back and be the starter. He just needs to get his head right and figure out how to read offenses. And I think Heineke hurting himself, read defenses, I'm sorry. And I think Heineke hurting himself kind of was like, well, you might as well play him. Like if you're gonna play him now, you might as well. I think the Falcons may, and this is my I keep saying I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get my tinfoil fitted. This is my tinfoil fitted moment. I think they're gonna rock with Ridder, and whatever happens, happens. In terms of whatever happens on defense, whatever happens with the offense, whatever happens, if he progresses or not, they're gonna ride this one out. And I do think that they're interested in Michael Penix Jr. I think they're interested in Michael Penix Jr. because he's able to spread the ball around. And I think that they're just going to let basically Desmond Ridder play himself out of a job. Cold world, but I think that's what this move is about more than anything.
The issue with that is what is the team going to think between then and now? We just supposed to rock with this guy who we know is not capable. He's not helping me get my money.
But they can't go. What else they can do? They can't go get nobody. Who you gonna go get?
No, but I'm saying I think that Taylor Heineke. Do you think that? Okay, I think that Taylor Heineke is the better quarterback. And
do you think Taylor Heineke wins us the division or gets us to the?
I'm sure that Desmond
playoffs?
Ridder does not.
But you're not sure about Taylor Heineke.
I think that at the end of the day, if I'm looking at two guys, Taylor Heineke has been a better quarterback. That's the guy I want. If you're going to tell us that the rest of us to go out here and work our asses off and try to win the NFC South, then yeah, you need to put us out there with the best guy. The best guy, unfortunately, isn't Desmond Ridder. No beef, but at the end of the day, the result's just not there. I'm trying to win. We're trying to either win or I don't need to play. Like one or the two, but not both. I don't need to. Man, I'm Kyle Pitts. I just came back from an ACL. Like, what am I going to keep playing for and risking myself and risking another injury if you're not even trying to win? Shut me down for the season.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That is the answer.
You can't ask me to go to work and then nobody else. Hell no.
I
put my feet up like everybody else.
My thoughts on this: I'm very discouraged. I think that we are punting on this. Personally, I think we're punting on the season by starting Desmond Ridder and announcing this when we don't have to. We are punting on the season. Heineke is expected to
100%.
Oh,
that's 100% that's what it means. Communication is what you say, but it's also what's understood. When I saw that, I understood it. I was like, oh, well, that's the season. You're not interested in trying to win anymore. Mm-hmm. And if you're not interested in trying to win anymore, then don't put these guys out here. Don't put our future out there if you're not trying to win now.
Yeah.
And don't do that. That doesn't make a ton of sense for me.
Yeah. I understand, but I mean, at that point, it is what it is. Um, so we do have a few injuries. The Falcons have a few injuries that we got to deal with. Of course, Taylor Heineke is questionable, but he will return to the backup role. Mac Hollins, I still don't. He's still listed as out. David Onyemata, I didn't realize he didn't play against the Cardinals. I knew Mac Hollins and D. Alford didn't, but I didn't realize Onyemata didn't play. So that makes a lot of sense
Ankle.
of why they were able to run the ball so well against us. And D.
Well,
Alford, who is our stud nickelback, is still listed as out. Man, I hopefully they can come back.
we played but that's the thing. Like we didn't play bad considering no Onyemata, no Grady. Once again, I told y'all all year, this defense isn't like laden with world beaters. It's not like we just, oh yeah, we can roll out of bed and put any guys out there and we'll be okay. No, we're making it happen with what we got. Congratulations, Ryan Nielsen. You deserve more credit. But when I'm very frustrated on trying to figure out like where we are currently and where we're trying to go. Those are my two things. I just
It, yeah. The Golden State Warriors did this, and there's a lot of people in basketball said you can't do this, and it seems that's what the Falcons are trying to do. You're trying to win now while planning for the future at the same time. And it's really, really difficult to do,
yeah.
especially at the quarterback position. So, like I said, this is gonna let us know what our plans are. This game against the Saints. I think if right now I think we're projected to have the number 9 pick. So with our record, so we're in the talks for Michael Penix Jr. We're in the talks for any of those quarterbacks that you're talking about that are coming out besides Caleb Williams. Although Drake May, I saw that was just insanely picked at number 1 now. Even though
Do
they've
it.
lost
Do
3
it.
in a row.
Do it. Do it. If you want to be stupid, and I want to talk directly into the microphone so y'all can hear me. If people want to be stupid, let them be stupid. Chicago, I dare you to pick Drake May. I will have my own podcast special about how stupid the Chicago Bears are. And after you got Mitchell Trubisky, you came back and got Drake May. Oh, that's a different type of dumb. I'm gonna tell you right now. So go ahead and do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Because one thing that me and Reggie like is we like content. And this will be some of the easiest content we will ever have to put together. So do it.
Yeah.
We support you.
So hopefully, man, especially with how we are right now, man, we can get healthy because next week we play the Saints, or I mean, the next Sunday we play the Saints, and at this point, especially, what is it, standings? Let's see the NFL standings. I think we're in second place in the division. I know the Bucks lost today.
Correct.
So the Bucks losing today, I think that puts them tied with us because we beat them and we own the tiebreaker so far. So I still think that puts us in second place. And I don't think the Saints were off. Did the Saints lose today too?
Maybe they're off. I don't think they played today.
Or they were off too. So the Saints are 5-5. We're 4-6. And then the Buccaneers are 4-6. So we're second in the division, and of course on the playoff race, we're not even close to being in on the wild card. I don't think it's either win the division or don't get in for us because of being at 4-6.
That was always the answer for us, though. That was the only way we were getting there. And I don't hate that. I think that's a very reasonable ask for us.
But I mean, we're behind. I mean, in the wild card, let's talk about it. In the wild card, we're behind Seattle. We're 2 games behind Seattle. They're 6-4. We're 4-6. Green Bay is at 8 at 4-6, and Los Angeles is at 9 at 4-6. And Seattle, I believe, they just lost. So, I mean, if we can go on a little run, if we can get to 9 and 7,
if you're talking about can stop losing games the most stupid way possible.
If we can get, I think 9 and 7 puts us in the talks for the wild card with the way that it's looking, especially if Minnesota can lose.
We just got to stop losing to ourselves. That is the games that we've lost, and the reason we're not in the position that we should be in is because of us. It's not anybody else.
Yeah. So what do you look for us to do against the Saints? The Saints have every year. I mean, Nielsen built that defense. They have another strong defensive line. Now, I will say that the quarterback, the cornerback is hurt, and I know Michael Thomas was hurt, so he didn't finish the game. I don't know if he's coming back.
I mean,
So
let's be real here. What? None of you're right. Let me clarify. I'm frustrated because Desmond Ridder doesn't. Because we know what we're gonna do with Desmond Ridder. We can't throw the ball anymore, so we just need to run the ball. But then that means that Drake London and Kyle Pitts, you guys are just blockers, and that's a waste to me. And it doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm just going along for the ride. I personally think that this is one of the stupidest things that we can do, but clearly we're not trying to win and or be competitive. So the way that I feel about the Falcons is kind of how I feel about the Hawks. I'm just going along for the ride at this point. Whatever y'all decide to do.
Yes, sir. So I think what I look for the Falcons to do is run the ball. Get back to basics. If you're going back with Desmond Ridder, at this point, Arthur Smith, you know what Desmond Ridder is. You know what you got. So if you know what you got and you continue to still try and make him a 30 passing attempts per game quarterback, you are setting the table for your own funeral. But if you run the ball and you do play action pass, you will have, and you got to commit to it. And you got to run Algier between the tackles. Stop doing sweeps with Algier. Run him behind Chris Lindstrom.
To the short side of the field. I be like, bro, there's
them DBs be right there waiting on him. Like if you run behind Chris Lindstrom with Algier and you use Cordell Patterson and Bijan in the stretch game as well as the screen game, all of a sudden it's very difficult to and put them all on the field at the same time, dog. We'd ask you all the time. Put them on the field at the same time. The longer you have to think, the less you have time to react. If you put two players on the field that you know and Jonnu Smith and everybody know you throwing the ball to Jonnu Smith, again, no shade, bro. But we got a lot of other players that need the ball as well, man. So spread the ball around, Arthur. That's what I'm looking for. That's my
only thing is, especially get the guys who we've used draft capital. It's now your responsibility. Come hell or come high water. You need to figure out how to get Kyle Pitts 10 targets a game. That's it.
Kyle Pitts, Drake London. So I think they're gonna have to be satisfied, and this will be the last point. What I will say is they'll have to be satisfied. You're not gonna get 10 targets a game with Desmond Ridder to Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan, and run the ball 20 times, 15 times with Bijan, 15 times plus Cordell Patterson. That's not gonna happen. Desmond Ridder is not that type of quarterback. To me, in my opinion, I think Desmond Ridder, a reasonable amount for Kyle Pitts and Drake London is 5 to 8 per game. 2 to 3. Dang, that's only 2 times, 2 passes. Yeah, maybe 10 is right. I mean, you have to throw the ball 20 times. It's 8 to 10. 8 to 10. That's 2 to 3 catches per quarter. If you can do that, or 2 to 3 attempts towards you per quarter, 2 to 3 targets per quarter should be able to stretch the defense a little bit. So yeah, I guess that's right. That's 10. You're right. That's 10, and it's a target, not a catch. I was thinking about catches.
No. Targets. Now, what you do with the targets, that's kind of on you. You got to put them in position. They have to be legitimate targets. But you, Drake London and Kyle Pitts, that's where your money is. Hey, I've got you 10 targets. What's your conversion rate? Now, from there, we have to look at that and say, all right, is the quarterback throwing? Are we giving you the opportunity? And is the quarterback throwing to the right spot? If the quarterback ain't throwing to the right spot, then here we are back at Taylor Heineke. If you're getting 10 targets and the quarterback's throwing to the right spot,
where does that leave Van Jefferson? Like, it seems like Arthur Smith, and I keep saying that, it puts Arthur Smith in. He uses all of our stars as bait and throws the ball to Jonnu and Van Jefferson and Cordero Hodge. No shade, but come on, guys.
I want to be very honest. I don't care what the hell Van Jefferson has to say. Jonnu Smith, I appreciate everything that you've done. I also don't care none of what the hell you got to say either. There's a hierarchy of draft capital. We have invested in these players. We got you for free, bro. Now, was it a fantastic deal? I think we won on the deal. But at the same time, I have to take care of these players because this is where I spent my money. You know me, I'm a firm believer. Responsibility goes with the money. So do the targets.
Yeah. Yeah, you all right. You all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our Falcons segment of episode 129 of the Splashcast. I'm about to say 127. 129 of the Splashcast, the ATL Edition.
We're trying to Back to the Future us, man.
Man, listen, do something. Get out of this rut we in with the Falcons and the Hawks.
No, the easiest way, all they need to do is reach out to me. Hey, Chris, we'd love to have you come down and talk to the Falcons. And I slap like 4 people. And I just like, hey, do this, and then we'll be fine. We have a good team. That's the most frustrating part about the whole situation is I genuinely think that we have a good team. I think that when we roll out our teams most week, we don't look like a team that doesn't belong on the field. We look like we belong there, and then we just start doing things
that's fair.
That are embarrassing. And you're like, that's what gets you fired. Like I'm an Arthur Smith supporter mostly, but I got to be honest with myself too. Results are results. This is a results-driven business. You're not winning the games that you should. And if you're not, then we got to find somebody who can do that.
Yep. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with our Hawks segment. Hawks had kind of a rough week, but it was kind of to be expected with a couple of these games. So we look forward to next week. This week coming up, and the game's starting, I think, Tuesday. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Listen to the Splashcast. I'm assuming this is going to be another 36-pack. A lot of
48. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it was almost 60. It was very well almost 60. Colin Grove came out. Y'all pissed off Drake, and Drake just said, I'm going to tear all y'all up because y'all made me mad. Tory Lanez, he put out that Alone with Prom Deluxe. Let me tell you, if you like 80s music, cut that on and hurt yourself. It's a lot of good music out.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 129 of the Splashcast, the ATL Edition, the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks Talk is what we like to call it, man. We got a few things we're going to talk about today, man. The Hawks ended up playing the last 3 games we had were against the 76ers, the Pistons, and who was the third team? Oh, I got it right here. 76ers, Pistons, and Knicks. That was the third team. So it was a rough week for us, man. But we started off pretty well. We started off with a win at Detroit. Sadiq Bey played really, really well.
Inspired.
Of course, that's his former team. And we ended up winning 126-120. And we started off hot. We've been starting off notoriously slow. I think the Hawks have the most comeback wins of the season. We're only 12 games in. So we started off hot, and we ended up winning 126-120.
That's a terrible stat. That's discouraging that we have to get down by 10 every time and then try to fight back. What about, like, the lead? Like, I don't know what we have against the lead, but...
So, I mean, we played pretty well. We won that game, and then we had 2 tough losses. One to the Knicks, and then we had one to the 76ers, where Joel Embiid became Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey was Tyrese Maxey, and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson were Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. So kind of a up then a down week for us. But so tell me your thoughts on this week's games, man. What did you like? What did you dislike? And then I'll go.
I hate that we have to give up 120 points every game. That frustrates me to no end.
Yeah.
You said we're doing likes or just opinions?
Yeah, just tell me what you thought. Tell me your opinion on this week.
Jalen Johnson is a monster, and I'm going to continue to say that every week. Nate McMillan, I bumped for you for a long time. What you did to him was criminal. 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 They should file charges against you. There should be a docket with your name on it, Nathaniel. What you did was egregious. You buried that man, and he was dominant in the G League. Then he came back, could not get any burn. Now he had the best summer of anybody in the NBA, or he was this good and you were not playing him. And I'm not willing to believe that in one summer he found a jump shot, found a 3-point, found all his athleticism, and could put it together just as quick. He's consistently been probably our second, third best player on this team. Consistently.
Every night.
He gives the best.
He is consistently the number 2 player. And I like that. I like that thought about Jalen Johnson. If you don't mind if I jump in right here. He's averaging 15 points a game, 2 assists, 60% field goal. I think he's shooting almost he's shooting 40% from 3. But I think what makes him, and again, no shade to John Collins, because Utah is exactly what John Collins needed to be and what they needed for him and his skill set. But Jalen being able to get the ball and just go coast to coast and having the confidence to make the right pass, and Trey, you could tell Trey really valued him, which is something that he didn't do against John Collins. With John Collins, DeJounte Murray empowered him, and he still makes the play every now and then. Probably good for about 1 a quarter. He still makes a play where you're like, dang, Jalen. But he has so much confidence now. He's hitting him. I don't know where this 3-point shot came from. Him and Okongwu they are shooting pretty well.
That's the reason that I'm more frustrated, because the thing that he seems to just now be locating and still working to grasp is his confidence. The more and more you see his confidence increase, the better he plays. And if you're telling me that all this dude needed was a boost of confidence, well, that goes on the head coach. I don't have anybody else. I blame that squarely on the head coach. That's your job. You're supposed to coach. You're supposed to motivate. You're supposed to give these guys confidence for life. It's that simple. And
yeah, he had trouble against Julius, though. Julius was going kind of crazy.
But Julius is a world beater. Like, I know that for whatever reason people don't respect Julius, and I found myself as the only person, especially as a Hawks fan, and I do a lot of support of Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. I think that that's a hell of a tandem. I don't know if the tandem necessarily is the greatest together, but if you need a person who gets you a bucket, Julius can do it. He can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot. And if Julius tear your ass up, congratulations, you got your ass tore up. It is what it is. You play again. Do better next time. But that's it. Like,
yeah.
And I think that had he had a little bit more confidence, he could have probably dealt, or not even confidence, more experience with these. This is his first time playing with guys this good that are now on his team.
So, well, I think, and they didn't even have R.J. Barrett. That's what is discouraging for me with the Hawks. We play teams when they don't have their full roster. We have our full roster, and they still beat us. And I'm like, come on, dog. And somebody always gets a Herculean effort, and they end up going off, man. Of course, I mean, now I think the 76ers were healthy, but the Knicks were missing a big part of R.J. Barrett. But Jalen Brunson he loves the basketball hoops in Atlanta because he shoots the lights out from 3 every single game, man.
Well, we gotta. I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna say this and move on. At some point, I hope that we decide to play defense.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Then if we're not gonna attempt to play defense, then what the fuck are we doing, Reggie?
So the way this offense is built, Quinn Snyder has been encouraging the 3-point shot. And as well as Trey is playing, I mean, he's averaging, I think, almost double-digit assists, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's averaging double-digit assists, 11 assists.
Let me tell you, on the assist tip, he is assistant.
He is playing really well, but his shot got to come around. I kept saying, he averaging 23 and 11, and he's shooting 28% from 3. Like it's coming. At this point, dog, you gonna have to. I don't know. I understand you just had a kid, and I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot. This is your second child. You got 2 kids under 2. I know that's a lot. But dog, you gotta shake the rust
Boy, he
off.
got $40 million. Boy, if we don't get you a nanny.
You gotta shake the rust off because the way this team is constructed, it is constructed for us to shoot and outscore and run. We're running every facet of the offense is pretty much running, except for the 3-point shot from Trey. Although he's starting to get it going now, but we need the 3-point shot not from only Trey, but from others as well. I mean, as a team, 28%. DeAndre Hunter's at 34. You know, everybody. Well, no, everybody's at that mid-30s except for Trey. It's just Trey.
Like this is where I get kind of caught up because I don't want to sound like the Trey hater, but DeAndre Hunter's having the best season of his career so far. Jalen Johnson's playing out of his mind. Clint is doing Clint things. DeJounte Murray has been the best player on our team this season.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
I'm going to say this.
He's been the most well-rounded. Well, Jalen Johnson's really been the most well-rounded. Jalen's averaging 15 and 8.
On the facilitator groove, he's been unstoppable. He is murdering the competition. But he just can't he just got to shoot. It's like he can't stop himself. And then we start out 1 of 5, or he starts out 1 of 7. And then that's how we end up down 10 points every time.
Now, I will say, Quinn, and we're not here to complain because I do like Quinn with his offense. He's got the offense flowing. We have a lot more movement. We have a lot. DeAndre Hunter, it seems like Quinn is like, this is what you do best. This is what I want you to do. You get the ball. DeAndre Hunter's passing. DeAndre Hunter is passing. He's averaging 1.5 assists. And let me tell y'all something. That is fantastic because it wasn't there before.
And that boy is the black hole. Give him the ball, never to be seen again.
But now they're swinging. There's rotation. There's guys cutting on offense. Quinn, on our defense, though, dog, 2 things before we get to defense. 1, I don't know what you have against AJ Griffin, but I need you to – I like Wes Matthews on defense sometimes in spurts. But there's no way. This to me reminds me of what's the THT THC. He was the French player that played for us.
Oh, not Taylor Horton Tucker. Timothy Cabarro.
TLC. TLC. Yeah. Remember we were playing him over our young players. And we couldn't understand. I think we're playing him over Jalen because Jalen's in his 3rd year. So I was like, Nate, like, what are you doing? This reminds me of that. You playing Wesley Matthews, who's a 37, 38-year-old forward, or 35, whatever, over AJ Griffin, who shoots the 3 and hustles on defense.
He's a smart basketball player. He don't get out. Even when he was a rookie, he didn't play like a rookie. And then last year he came and shot like 40-some% from 3. And you want to shoot 3s. That's the part that I don't understand. That's the reason it has to be something else. Because if you want to shoot 3s and you said you want to shoot more, then there's no reason he doesn't get on the floor.
Defensively, though, I will say, even though Jalen Johnson, his versatility allows you to play defense, and AJ Griffin can guard the 1 through the 3, they both still get lost on defense, which is why I see Wesley Matthews come in defensive purposes. And Jalen Johnson is good at help side, good at rebounding, and good at on-ball defense. But when it's like guarding, we had so many times against the 76ers and really against the Knicks where they were just running the baseline. Just simple of them running the baseline, and they got so many, and it was so many layups and dunks. And I was like, and it was Jalen Johnson, Capella, and sometimes AJ Griffin when he was on the wing. So I get why you don't play them all together. And it was really Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, and Griffin, but you got to put them in the game, though.
Wait. Don't tell me you care about defense, and then you'll roll out that stupid-ass lineup with Trey, Bogey, and Sadiq Bey.
DeAndre Hunter and Clint Capella.
You gotta
We got cooked in that lineup. They whooped our.
all
The
right.
Knicks ran away with that.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think I put
Once you
that in
put
the
that
group.
lineup in, I know you don't care anymore. But you gotta have enough sense to be like, damn, this is bad. Like this nobody's playing defense. You might as well put the skillet on 500. We getting cooked. I'm talking about fried
I think I
rice.
put that in the group. I was like, yeah, this lineup ain't it. The Knicks went on like, it was either the Knicks or the
It sure
76ers. It
was.
was the Knicks
It was
game.
it was it for everybody who was trying to score some points. That was it. This is the place to do it. We finna turn this thing up. So
the Vikings. We live watch Sunday Night Football as well. Vikings got a hell of a pass rush, man. They got a hell of a pass rush.
Tried to steal one of their players, and they said nope.
Daniel Hunter, DJ Warnham, and the other dude, number 91. Those three.
Reggie sent me that. Hey man, I think we should go after him. Oh, you think so? Not available. Not available. And they got old Big Dobbs. I'm a fan of his now. After he done beat our ass, I'm a fan, yo. Once you beat me,
if you're gonna beat us, go ahead and beat everybody. That's how I feel. If you're gonna beat us, just beat everybody.
Beat the world. Be a world beater, man.
So let's look at our next games. I'm trying to pull up the Hawks schedule for the next games. Let's look at the Hawks schedule. Who do we play coming up? Who do we have coming up?
This is
Pacers, Nets, Wizards, Celtics. That's a rough. How we play 4 games from Tuesday on?
Because the last game is Sunday at 5:00. It'll literally be the same. Like it'll be as we're potty, or we'll in the game as we're potty. So yeah, I put it on there.
We potty next week, Thanksgiving weekend.
It's up to you. We'll have that discussion afterwards.
So we play the Pacers, Nets, and Wizards, and Celtics coming up. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull up the Hawks. See if which one is home and which one is away. But I know that Pacers game, that Celtics game, are gonna be tough ones. We have to beat the Wizards and the Nets. The Nets game is gonna be a tough one. But we need to beat those two teams. We need to go 500 here.
Pacers going to be pissed off because they got, for the majority of the game, they got monkey stomped today. The Nets are an interesting matchup because at most places, they're pretty solid.
Those are
and those are like the Nets have a bunch of guys who are kind of rangy. They match up pretty well against us, and they can all shoot that mid-range 3-pointer and kind of get to the bucket a little bit. The Wizards are clowns.
Kev, the in-season tournament. Yeah, I forgot about that. That also messed up the schedule a little bit.
The Wizards are 100%. It's a clown organization. It's a poverty organization. They have no future. They have nothing. Jordan Poole is over there checking out during timeouts, laughing, throwing towels, doing everything, proving that Draymond maybe should have punched him in the face. I ain't gonna say that. That's none of my business.
See, nobody disagreeing no more.
No, yeah, nobody. Hey, they're like, oh, all right, thoughts and prayers. Mm-hmm. And then the Celtics, if they're healthy, they're gonna whoop our ass.
Yeah. And normally we match up pretty well with the Celtics, but them getting
not anymore.
Them getting Porzingis to bring Clint out of the paint is just
that's a tragedy. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for us to beat the Pacers though. I'm looking for us to steal one against the Pacers. I would love for us to go 3-1. I hope realistically we go 2-2 on this next because this is at the end of this week, which is the Wizards and Celtics. That starts off a 5-game road trip where we go at San Antonio, at Milwaukee, at Cleveland. Then we come home for Denver. Then we go to Toronto. I mean, we go on December. We are on the road the majority of so we need this week to kick off that road trip pretty well because it's gonna be rough. We're mid right now. I think we are 6-6. So we are mid. We're third in our division. So we gotta
giving up 30 points a quarter. Hey, if anybody want to come get your points off, hey man, holler at State Farm Arena. Just holler at our players. We'll make it available. We'll make it easy for you.
Yeah. So again, I think we are third in the division. You know, it is what it is. It's too early to really talk about it. I don't understand this in-season tournament. I know the Pacers our the top of our in-season tournament division. And I think we're in third.
So it'll be Pacers, Knicks, us, Wizards. Is that the
Yes.
last one?
Yeah. We're third, and the Knicks are ahead of us. So
We have the team to be better than everybody in that little group.
I think we match up.
Eh,
I think the Knicks are a really difficult matchup.
But I don't think they should be. I think that we have a better team than the Knicks.
He said, "I don't think they should be."
No. Like, I mean, for the most part, if you look at the Knicks, they're not really no shooters. You know,
Jalen Brunson.
Mitch,
Jalen Brunson hit like 8 3-pointers against us.
but he's mostly a 2-point scorer. Like that's their issue. Is the majority of their guys all shoot inside the arc, and they all kind of need the ball to do it. But it is what it is. We can, we deal with what we got.
Yeah,
Awesome players,
I was
I guess.
trying to pull up the division stuff. This tablet is old. I got to get a new one. Yeah, we're third in the division. That's ugly.
We
It
got
is
to.
what it is.
I hope that we start playing defense. That's my only answer.
I
No
expect for
defense.
Trey to get off the schneid. I think he's going to end up around 30 to about 35 to 40% three this year. And I think that opens up the offense a little bit more. I like the way that Bogey is handling the ball right now. He is distributing a lot better. Sadiq Bey, offensively, dog. Sadiq Bey gets the offensive rebounds. If he's going to give you 5, 4 of them going to be offensive rebounds. But, God, his defense is bad, boy. Them legs be stuck in cement.
That's where we're going to have to do some type of reorganization. We're going to have to find out. And Clint, I think that you're going to be the first person to go. Well,
You think
I
so?
don't know, man.
We don't have the height. You can't get rid of Clinton and not have the height. We don't have any. Okongwu is good, but he does not have the height to play the starting center and not have a 7-footer behind him. We getting cooked. People 7'5" now. Vic went beyond. Can you imagine Okongwu versus Vic the whole game?
Chet.
We saw what Chet did. Chet had like 14 rebounds.
It's too like that. Like that was always the reason I'm realistic, but I said at the end of the day, Kongwu's just a really good backup center, or maybe he's a 4 if he learns how to shoot. But until he does that, you're just never gonna be able to consistently roll him out against somebody like Joel Embiid or Rudy Gobert or, I mean, any of those guys who are legitimately tall. Your boots are smoked. Your arms too short to box with God.
Yep. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the ATL edition. Kind of quick. Braves in the offseason. The Falcons are in the bye. Desmond Ridder was named the starter going forward. We previewed us talking about the Saints. We'll probably do Saturday morning live, but we may not have, because of Thanksgiving, we may not have Monday Night Raw or ATL Edition this coming up, and we'll be back to kick off December with, I believe that would be SEC Championship Week, first weekend in December, Championship Week as well, SWAC Championship, this conference championship for football, so it'll be a big week. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
Until we meet again, pray for all of our teams. Pray that the Braves just continue to make good moves. I don't know what. Pray for the quarterbacks, the whole room. The leg of Taylor Heineke, the decision making of Desmond Ridder, and the Hawks. Pray they play some defense, y'all. If we, number one, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family. Watch some sports because it's about to be on and popping. Outside of that, y'all have a wonderful and blessed time. Until we meet again, adios, mi amigos, arrivederci, buenos noches. We out this thing.
We out of here. Peace. Love y'all. See y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. See y'all Saturday morning live. Peace out.